Hi, my name is Hannah Tallow. I am currently a Platinum with Young Living, and I want to tell you a little bit about some of the ways Young Living has changed our family's financial life and some of the ways it's impacted that. So I started with Young Living 2 years ago this month. Is the first time I enrolled someone. I actually enrolled personally in September of 2012. So I have been a member a little over 2 years. And January was the first time I enrolled someone with Young Living. I enrolled someone because, not because I planned to build a business, but because at the time our budget was very tight and I wanted to get on Essential Rewards and order every month, but I knew that it had to pay for itself. So I did my homework to realize what I would need to do to make that happen, and so I got on it and got a couple of signups the first month. I had a baby in February, my third child in February of 2013, and that was the first month I received a paycheck. And getting a paycheck the month I had just had my third baby and was completely out of commission as far as work goes really was an eye-opening thing to me to realize this has potential. If I can stay home with my children and get a paycheck, and the month I have a baby still get a paycheck, that this is something I could possibly do. So it slowly started to escalate and then very quickly escalated from there. And it has been quite an adventure. Now, I want to make sure I say that it's come with a lot of work. It's required a lot of time and a lot of work. It's required time away from my family. It's required work hours when my kids nap. It's required evening times. It's required me being gone in the evenings. I've done some travel. So it has required a lot of hard work, but every penny has been worth and more when I get my paychecks and see the amount of work and then the amount that God's blessed in the income. So some of the things it's done for our family is my husband and I have always had a lot of dreams. We've always dreamed a lot, and we've always had a lot of financial dreams, but never saw practically how that was going to happen. So we knew we wanted to do certain things overseas, and we wanted to take our children, and we wanted to travel, and we had lots of aspirations, but never practically saw how that was going to work. We wanted to give. We wanted to really be able to lavishly give to others, and that be a normal part of our life. But for the last couple of years, we've had plenty, but we've not had extra surplus of that. So this has given us a chance to be able to do that. Christmas was so fun this year because we were able to really give some of our desires of our heart. My mom had never been to New York City, and two of my brothers are going to school there. So for Christmas, I gave my mom a trip to New York City, and my mom and I went, and I was able to cover our airfare. I was able to cover our lodging, the majority of our meals, any of the things that we did out that required money, I was able to pay for. And that was really a dream come true, not because I wanted to show that I had the money to do it, but because I wanted to live life and live the gifts that I was giving. And there is nothing better than being able to do that. And I was 100% able to do that out of my paychecks from Young Living. Our vehicle broke down this last year. We had 2 vehicles break down over the course of the year, and it was okay because we were driving cash paid cars, and our plan was to save up and buy cash paid cars. Well, we hadn't saved to the point that we needed to yet because we weren't expecting to need to upgrade, but it was okay. There wasn't panic. There wasn't, how are we going to make this happen? We were able to get a van that we needed, and we got it in September. We got it in the end of August. Our first payment was due in September, and this month in January we'll have our van paid off. And it was like a 4-year loan that we got it on, but it took us about 4 months to be able to pay it off. So things like that, it's given us a little bit of hope for the future and how we're going to be able to save, how we're going to be able to provide for later in life, for kids' futures, for education. It's been able for me to do simple things like have someone come clean my house. I love a clean house, and it's very important to me, but I don't like the cleaning process. And with 3 children and working from home and beginning to homeschool, it just didn't always take the highest priority. So when I was looking at if financially I was allowed to give up some things, what would those be? Cleaning was one of those things. So my husband encouraged me to hire a house cleaner. So twice a month, every other week, someone comes on Thursdays and cleans our house. That was a luxury to me, but it was also me feeling like I was allowed to give up something and let something out of my control because I'm working towards some future goals, and me putting more hours into work and allowing someone else to come and clean my house. Like I said, it's a luxury, but for someone like me who really prides myself in a clean house, it was a little bit of a humbling experience to give it up and let someone come and do it. So there's been lots of small things along the way like that. In our future, we see a lot of potential with what God can do in our family through Young Living. I don't ever see us bringing my husband home per se. He likes working and likes having a job and leaving for work during the days, but I see it changing our family dynamic and what it allows him to do. He won't have to do a job for the paycheck. He can do a job for what his passion is, and that will transpire into doing a job for the paycheck, but it might not have to start that way. So we have lots of dreams and lots of goals for the future. Our goal for 2015 financially is my husband also got a car, so to pay his car off and then to pay our house off. And that is a big, huge goal, but our goal is to be 100% debt free and be able to live the rest of our lives like that. So when we take the next plunges into life, whether it be a new house or new cars or whatever those look like, being able to do those with cash and not have to take a debt loan out for those. So those are some small ways that Young Living has blessed our family. I have to say, financially, we have been very faithful to tithe and to give and give all that we can, and we cannot wait to do more and more of that. And I think that is another reason why God's blessed it. And I am humbled every month when I get a paycheck and realize what I'm getting paid to do, and I love it. And I cannot imagine Young Living not in our lives. It's changed our family's life, but also the way it has changed the income of our family and so many people that I'm able to see trickle down how it's impacted their life. So I hope that encourages you and inspires you in your journey.